I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
You here? Welcome. This is Unfazed with myself, JJ, and my boy AJ. We got NFL playoffs here, y'all. These are exciting times. I know me. I'm sitting at home, as you can see my team in the background, the Commanders. We sitting at home watching from my couch. That's all good. Sooner or later, AJ and his team are going to be playing in playoffs. I thought he might be joining me soon. We don't know yet. We're going to see how the playoffs go out. But I'm excited to talk about this episode. We're going to talk about the coach of the year also. My boy, AJ, how you feeling, being in the playoffs?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I had to turn on my lights so the people can see me. You know what I mean? I'm on the wife laptop today. So, it's crispy connection and everything looking good. But I feel, man, right, I got the background back. Yeah, we live, baby. We live. It's the playoffs. I'm excited, man. This is the best time of the year. You know what I'm saying? This is as a football fan, this is the best time of the year. Even if your team is not in it, it's always fun. Either you're a fan of a team that's in it, so you're rooting for your team, or you don't have any rooting interest, and you could just sit back and just watch good ball. And so either way, it's a great time to be around, great time to watch football. I feel like the race to the finish line is wide open, so it should be fun, man. Should be fun.
It is, as a fantasy football champion, I know how it is to win a championship. You know what I mean? But anyways. Let's kick on to our first topic. First topic, we got to talk about the coach of the year. There are a lot of people, a lot of candidates in this race right here. This is a close race too with coach of the year. A lot of people you can pick from the pile. A lot of new teams rose up to the top, won their division with a first-year head coach. But there's some other coaches that have been there for a few years who did well also. So, AJ, this has been a conversation that we've been having behind the scenes for a while now, and we're now going to finally bring it to the show. So, AJ, who is your coach of the year?
First off, man, you didn't have to rub that in passing like that, man. You didn't have to bring the fantasy championship. You had to bring that up in passing. But I've thought about this long and hard. There's so many different options. You got, Mike Vrabel. You got Leon Cohen. You got a ton of different guys. I know some people at one point wanted to throw McVay in the conversation for the season that the Rams was having. Shanahan obviously in the conversation, right? But I got Mike McDonald.
Ooh.
I got Mike McDonald as coach of the year. I didn't know where you was gonna go with it, but that's where I'm going with it. I got Mike McDonald. I love Vrabel too. I think he's a very good option. I was going back and forth between the two. When I thought about the season that McDonald has had, right? You got to think McDonald is in one of the toughest divisions in football with two other elite head coaches in Sean McVay, right? And Shanahan. Going up against the Rams and the 49ers, two teams that at one point was in the hunt for the number one seed in the NFC, right? So you were able to at some point knock off both of those teams within your own division to be the number one seed in the NFC. They've had a tough schedule. They've played the who's in the NFL, right? You got a guy in Sam Darnold who we never know what we gonna get. He might turn the ball over a ton. He might play efficient. But these boys are top 3 on the offensive or top 10 on the offensive side of the ball, top 10 on the defensive side of the ball. So the defense is elite. The offense is elite. You have a powerful run game, right? And I think the game that won him this award to me was the last game of the regular season. Again, going against Shanahan. He knows what the chatter is. He knows what the talk is about his quarterback. He knows his quarterback. He's in the locker room with his quarterback. He knows, hey, my quarterback has a tendency to see ghosts in these type of moments, right? My quarterback has a tendency to fold in these type of moments, right? And so what's going to be my game plan going up against a 49ers team who's prolific on the offensive side of the ball? We need to switch up the strategy. We need to run the football effectively and hold solid defense. We don't need, Sam Darnold back there throwing the ball 30, 40 times in this football game. We're going to run the ball and we're going to play dominant defense. And that's exactly what they did against, again, the 49ers team that was competing for the number 1 seed. And then on top of that, they were elite defensively. So when you look at the schedule, when you look at the division, when you look at the fact that they finished number 1 in the NFC, and the NFC that's been wide open for the most part all year, and it took a game at the very end of the season to secure it, meaning that if they lose that game, they are the 6th seed in the case of the 40 or the 5th seed. Then they drop to the 6th seed in the case of the 49ers. I got to go with Mike Macdonald. Like I said, it's a lot of other solid options, but given what I've seen the Seattle Seahawks come from last season into this season, number 1 seed in the NFC with Sam Darnold in this division with other elite coaches that are in the conversation at least, I got to go with Mike Macdonald.
I like that. I'm going to go with Sean Payton.
Oh, that's a good one too.
All right. I thought you was going Sean Payton because you named every coach but Sean Payton. And he said Mike Macdonald. I said, oh, he caught me off guard with that one. Yeah. So the reason why I'm going with Sean Payton is because Sean Payton, I feel like the way they won a lot of these games this year was through coaching. You see that their team is not as talented as Seattle. Let me compare it to Seattle. I know a lot of people saying Mike Vrabel. The reason why I didn't pick Mike Vrabel is because the weak schedule. The schedule was pretty weak, and then when they played a great competition, they got a losing record. They got a losing record against teams above 500. So that's why I couldn't pick Mike Vrabel. And he has an MVP. I look at guys like Sean Payton. He don't have an MVP candidate on this team. He don't have a bona fide number 1 receiver. His starter running back got hurt early in the year, so he had to bring in the back up. They beat good teams. They beat 5 teams that's in the playoffs right now, which is pretty good. And they beat more teams who have winning records. So that's the case. And when I mean coaching, they won the most 1-score games this year. They had the most 4-quarter comebacks this year. And a lot of that is coaching because, like I said, Bo Nix is not an MVP candidate. Bo Nix is not one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but yet they're finding ways to win these close games. And in the crowded AFC, I'm talking about a bunch of teams with 12 wins, 13 wins. They came out on top with the number 1 seed. So I got to give it to Sean. I'm not mad at Mike Macdonald, but I'm going to give it a shot. And another reason why, because no one expected the Broncos to get the number 1 seed. I know you might say the same thing about Seattle. Seattle won 10 games last year with Geno Smith, and I thought the offense ran poorly. When they got Clint Kubiak, I was happy about that. We saw Sam Darnold last year with the Vikings win the same amount of games, win 14. I think he won 14 games last year. We saw that. He come over to Seattle in a similar situation with probably a better roster because the defense is better. And you got Mike Macdonald, who's a defensive genius, who I would take over Brian Flores right now. And you have Clint Kubiak, like I said, who's better than the guy they had last year, Ryan Grubb and Geno. So, and bringing in, JSN emergence like that. So I'm not too shocked with the Seahawks. I'm more shocked with the Broncos getting number 1 seed. So I'm going with Sean Payton.
I'm not mad at Sean Payton before we move on, but I do want to revisit the schedule comment because who you want them to play? They played the Niners, they beat the Niners. They played the Rams, they beat the Rams. The Colts were on a downward slide by the time they played, but they played the Colts. They beat the Colts. They played the Texans, they beat the Texans. They played Jacksonville, they beat Jacksonville. They had a shootout with the Bucks when the Bucks was hot. So they played some guys. They played some teams now and beat some solid teams. So I don't know, but I hear what you're saying. I still give it to.
Be going through the schedule. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? They beat Philly. I'm just fine. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that. But I'm not mad at Mike Macdonald. I thought you was going with Mike Vrabel. That's what I thought you was going to go with.
That was gonna be my second choice because I thought she was gonna pick one of the two. I thought she was gonna go with Macdonald or Vrabel. So I was like, whichever one he don't pick, that's who I'm a rock with. So I kind of studied for both of them just to make the show entertaining. But that's the one I want to go with the entire time. So like whichever one he don't rock out with, that's the one I'm gonna rock out with.
Okay, yeah. So Mike McDonald's a great choice, though. I'm not mad at that one at all.
For sure.
Not
Speaking
to
of
the
great,
point.
speaking of great choices, man, we got the playoffs coming up, and we got to make some choices, Joe. We got to make some picks, right? We got to make some picks. Now, I know it's a little early in the week, everybody, but your boy, this is only show. You know what I mean? This is only opportunity to get these picks off. You know, Joe might have a little fire coming from y'all later on, a little more in depth. But my fire coming out right now. Y'all coming out guns blazing right now. Y'all got to know my playoff predictions at least for the first round. So without further ado, NFL wild card round. First game on the dot. We got the Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Joe, who you got? How you feeling about this game?
All right, these teams played earlier in the year in Carolina. It was a great game, back and forth game. Rams had 3 turnovers. Sam Darnold, let's say Sam Darnold. Well, he looked like Sam Darnold at some possessions. He threw a pick
Definitely
6.
did.
He had 2 interceptions that game. But he did play well outside of the 2 picks. He had some yards and touchdowns, stuff like that. But Bryce Young played good. But ultimately, out of all the teams in the playoffs, the Panthers are the only team that I know for a fact they're not winning. They're not going to the Super Bowl. I feel like every other team, they have a smidget shot to get there, except for this team. They're 8-9 for a reason. You know, they won the division at 8-9, bro. So they're not a good team. And the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL. They're used to playing competition like the Seahawks, the 49ers. They better play the Panthers. Now the Panthers, they doing a good job this year in forcing turnovers and doing a good job this year in stopping the run. But big plays. I mean, I feel like the Rams are gonna have a lot of big plays. They struggle with that. They struggle giving out a lot of big plays. So, and I feel like if you stop the run game, which is gonna be tough, but stop the run game with the Panthers have a hard time moving in with that offense. So, give me the Rams winning this game.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning as well. I think it's been a fun run for the Panthers. I don't think a lot of people expected the Panthers to be in this position. They lost that last game of the season to the Buccaneers, and I thought it was over for them boys. And a lot of I think that last division spot depending on that Falcons and Saints game. That division is always just so bro. Just ugly to watch. I think I had the Bucs winning, you had the Falcons winning to start the season. So shout out to the Panthers for coming out, winning the division, and getting to this spot. I think it hurts them that they caught the Rams slipping earlier this year. I think that hurts them. The fact that you caught the Rams slipping earlier this year. I know it's the playoffs, so you don't sleep through a playoff matchup anyway, but you even more alert knowing that they beat us earlier this year. So this is an opportunity for the Rams to get back. Opportunity, you know, in my opinion, they unloaded the clip in the regular season to get this win against the Rams, not expecting probably to play them this early in the playoffs because Rams was looking like they was going to be the number 1 seed for a while, number 2 at worst, right? And so now this is your first round matchup. I think the Rams should walk all over the Panthers, to be honest. I think this should be an easy win. Devontae Adams should be back, right? So I think, you know, this should be a pretty easy win for the Rams. I do want to say people are very high on the Rams, and I understand. We're gonna get to the Eagles in a second. Don't worry. Don't trip. Don't trip. The chance is here. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about that. We gotta take our time. We gotta take our time. But people expect the Rams to go on this run. And I'm looking like it's extremely hard to go on the road 3-4 straight times to get to a Super Bowl. I know the NFC is wide open. I'm not so sure that's going to happen for the Rams, but I do think they get out of this round with a W for sure.
Yeah, like you said, playing them earlier hurt the Panthers more than anything.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so the next game we got a rivalry in the making. Well, been in the making, a rivalry, a long-term rivalry. Packers and the Bears. NFC North showdown is going to be in Chicago. Chicago, the number 2 seed. I mean, I know we both then picked the Chicago Bears win the division. I thought you were in your prediction because you picked them last year, right?
Right,
you picked the wrong year. That's what happened, right? But so AJ, you were the Caleb guy last year. I'm gonna say that you were the Caleb guy. Ben Johnson coming there, changed the whole scene. Jordan Love dealing with injury, but he did sit out last week. But him and Josh Jacobs are limping into the playoffs. No Michael Parsons. They're on the road. They already split the season series, and both of them were close games. I think both of them went to overtime, matter of fact. So, AJ, who you have winning, Bears or Packers?
This is going to be one of the most interesting matchups of the weekend, in my opinion. and I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
Woo!
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to upset the
Oh my
Chicago Bears in Chicago. I think, again, like I said about the Panthers, them already matching up 2 other times this season and splitting the matchup hurts the Bears. In my opinion, the Bears have been skating by all season, and I give them respect where it's due. Caleb Williams has been sensational in the fourth quarter all season long. This team has gotten the necessary stops, not really by stopping people from getting in the end zone and stopping people from getting yards, but by creating turnovers. That's the name of their defense. They just create turnovers. If they can't create a turnover, though, they are likely to get gashed up all game long. That's just who they have been. They rely heavily on turnovers. Now, some would say you're going up against a guy who known for turning the ball over in Jordan Love. Some would say that even though he hasn't turned the ball over a lot this season, in the postseason, Jordan Love can get a ball up. Some would say that will work to the Bears' advantage. I would say not, because I think the Packers are coming to this matchup with extreme confidence. They was just in a dogfight with these boys. They had Malik Willis in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Malik Willis. Now, Malik Willis might be a starter in the National Football League. In case I think it's some teams that should be calling for Malik Willis. Like Aaron Rodgers retired. Hey, Steelers, y'all might want to make a phone call. I'm just saying, y'all might want to make a phone call. But I think that Chicago is a very good football team, but I believe that the Chicago Bears have been playing with fire all year long. I truly believe they've been playing with fire all year long, and I think this is a game where it's going to burn them. A team that knows you extremely well, a coaching staff that knows you extremely well, a quarterback who has played very well against you guys, and so I think that they're going to come out playing exactly how they played in the regular season. They're going to play it down to the wire, and they're not going to be able to pull through. And also, pay attention, people. The Bears, if I'm not mistaken, on a 2-game losing streak. The Bears on a 2-game losing streak, and Ben Johnson, who probably should have mentioned for Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson came out and said last game, well, we had a vanilla game plan against the Lions. No, y'all lost. That's what happened. You played your starters, you lost. All right, so let's be clear. Y'all are on a downward trajectory, and so is Green Bay, but Green Bay is familiar with you guys. So I think they lose an extremely close one, probably like 24-23, something crazy like that. I'm going with Green Bay on the road.
Yeah, I am too. I'm surprised you picked Green Bay though. Yeah, I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. And I 100% agree with you. That's my point. My point is Chicago has won a lot of close games. Not sound like us last year, right? The difference between us and them, though, that they are forcing a lot of turnovers. We didn't, and our quarterback play was really good. Our offense was permanent.
Y'all didn't have to play a Division 4 into the NFC Championship game.
Facts. We played the Buccaneers, who had a good season last year. I know the NFC South in the last few years have been terrible, but last year, the Falcons won 10 games. People forget about that. They didn't make the playoffs. But my thing is with the Chicago Bears and the Packers, like you said, it's a familiar opponent. Both games were close, and both games you can argue and say Packers should have won both games. Remember, the Bears recovered an onside kick to get in position to force the overtime on the second game. Caleb Williams, cannot trust Caleb Williams in this playoff game. Playoff atmosphere is going to be cold. I know you're going to be at home. A lot of pressure is going to be on him because they are the number 2 seeds at home. Ben Johnson puts pressure on them by saying that I look forward to beating the Packers. They didn't forget about that. And like you said, the Packers are comfortable. Now, when you say the Packers against the 49ers, they might lose. Are they comfortable with the 49ers? No. All right. Packers against the Eagles. They're going to lose. No. But Packers against the Cowboys, they were 100% comfortable, blew them out. Packers against the Bears, they are comfortable. So Jordan Love, like you said, has not turned the ball over in the regular season, but since last 2 playoff games we saw, he has turned the ball over. But look at the opponents he went against. Now, the Bears, like you said, they forced a lot of turnovers. Shout out to Al Harris. We need you in DC. They're trying to keep you as a DB coach. Come over here and be a DC. All right, be a defensive coordinator because they're not getting rid of their guy. All right, and you were with Dan Quinn with Cowboys. I want to put my bit out there. Al Harris, come on to DC. But I don't trust Caleb Williams. Like Caleb Williams, man, he's weird. I think I said this last episode. He could throw it down 60 yards down the field, but can he throw an accurate pass to the flats? I mean, that's just who he is. Now, not having Michael Parsons does hurt because you're really not going to get as much pressure that you would on Caleb Williams if you had Micah. But the key to the Packers, they got to stop that run game. You put a stop into the run game, it's going to be tough, or slow it down, I would say. He's going to put more pressure on Caleb to throw the ball. And Ben Johnson, he could become uncharacteristic in the playoff. We saw last year against us, throwing trick plays and doing stupid stuff in pivotal moments. You know, and he's going against Matt LaFleur, like I said, who we say look forward to beating. No, I'm telling you, Matt LaFleur, he probably is like he game playing a mess of this game. He want to beat Ben Johnson so bad. So this is gonna be the tiebreaker, and I'm gonna go with the Packers to win on the road.
I ain't mad at it. I'm actually shocked we both went with the upset there. I'm shocked about that one. I like Caleb. I think they got a bright future, but this season, and it's his first playoff game too. It's his first playoff game. I think it's gonna be dicey. I think one way they could win is if they run game dominate. If they run game dominate, we could be having a different conversation next week. But as of now, I think we both rolling with the Packers. We gotta go.
Yeah, go. I'm about to say, I think every game is like, would I be surprised if the Bears win? No, it's the only Panthers. It's the only game.
That's the only. I completely agree. Switching over to the AFC side for a second. Woo! To start on Sunday, we got a big one.
Woo!
Noon. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game should be an interesting one. Joe, who you got?
Man, I'm going with the Jaguars. I'm going with the Jags. The Jaguars are playing so well right now. Now, Trevor Lawrence. I saw Trevor Lawrence throw 3 interceptions in the first quarter, turn around and score on every single drive, and get the 2-point conversion to win the game. That's poise in the playoffs. I saw that. They played the Chiefs, and then they lost, but it was a close game. They didn't get blown out by the Chiefs, although Mahomes did get hurt. So this Jacksonville team, what I like about them, they also force turnovers. You know, they're second in the league in forcing turnovers. They force turnovers, and when they force turnovers, they capitalize. And Josh Allen, I can see him turn the ball over this game because the offense is not as potent as it was in the past. It's more so if James Cook is cooking, then it opens up the rest of the offense. But when James Cook is not cooking, the Bills struggle offensively, and the defense is not top notch. I know the statistics say that I think their pass defense is good. It's only good because the run defense is trash. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with the Jaguars to get the upset. I know a lot of people are gonna go with the Bills because of the name. Shout out to AJ. It's the name, right? We ain't said it in a while, but I'm gonna go with the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence to upset the Bills.
I want to respond to Carl's comment because I brought up that Jordan Love has thrown some interceptions in the postseason. I just want to say that. I definitely said that Jordan Love last couple of postseason runs has thrown interceptions, but he plays well against Chicago. I just want to say that. Now, I almost want to go against you, Joe, because we've been agreeing on every game.
Oh, don't tell me.
But I got in my notes. I got Jacksonville, bro. I got Jacksonville, bro. I think that ultimately, people are saying that this is the year that Josh Allen is going to go on the run, or they saying this is his best opportunity. I have come out and said, hey, no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes, right? No Joe Burrow. This is the year. But then you finish by not winning your division. And you finish in the 6th seed. And you finish having to play a very hot Jacksonville Jaguars team in the first round. A team, spoiler alert, that I think has a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like they might be my Super Bowl pick to get to, let's just say to get to they might be my pick to come out of the AFC. They might be. I think Jacksonville right now is playing elite on both sides of the football. I think Trevor is going into this game with the confidence that says, I think I'm the best quarterback in this football game. And while y'all expecting Josh Allen to take over and dominate, I could come out and do the same thing. I could run, right? I could throw the ball with accuracy and anticipation. Our offense is humming. I think right now they have the better overall team. Now, again, we're going to talk about Herbert in a second, but what's his name has a similar rep to me. Trevor Lawrence has a similar rep to me, where it's like, what are you gonna do in this postseason, right? Don't revert back to the old you. Now he does have a playoff win, right? But don't revert back to what you used to be. Don't revert back to turning the football over, being indecisive with the ball, holding on to the ball too long. Don't revert back to that. I think honestly, if Jacksonville, if Trevor Lawrence just takes care of the ball, right, and dominates the time of possession, keeps the ball out of Josh Allen's hands as much as possible, I think they get this win. I think Buffalo is going to, I think all playoffs long, if they get out of this round, they're going to have to rely on James Cook a ton. I think Josh Allen is going to have spectacular moments, but James Cook going to have to do some carrying. And I think in this matchup, with the way that defensive front is playing, combined with the way offensively the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing, I think this is probably the worst matchup they could have got. I would have given them a better shot against the Patriots.
Me too.
I'd have given them a better shot against the Broncos. But against this Jacksonville Jaguar team right now, I think this is a tough matchup. And I will say this. If they get out of this round, look out. I will say that. If they can get out of this round, I do like their chances against some of these other teams.
Same.
But this is not the best matchup for Buffalo. I'm going with Jacksonville. Going with Jacksonville.
Same. When the Chargers rested their players, I was like, dang. Chargers and Bills are going, because the Bills were lining up to play the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And I feel more comfortable against, but I was like, then they got to play Jacksonville. That's going to be tough. And Duval, they played well there. They played well there. And Liam Cohen, he changed the whole culture. Shout out to him, man. And they're going to run the ball. That's one thing about them. They're going to run the ball. Travis Etienne's going to get his touches. Yep. So they're not going to just drop back Trevor Lawrence a bunch of times and make him play hero ball. They are going to run the ball. And but speaking of running the ball, man, you got two teams that like running the ball. That's the 49ers and the Eagles. AJ Eagles, y'all, in the playoffs against Dave's 49ers. Woo! This is a matchup. This is a rematch in the NFC Championship game. Brock Purdy is back. They asked Kyle Shanahan, are you considering getting the third quarterback on the roster after what happened last time you played in Philly in the playoffs? They asked him that, by the way. So, AJ, man, this is probably the most pick-em game, in my opinion, in the first round. So, who you got? Eagles or 49ers? Or should I say, what's the score? Because we know who you got.
See, to me, I completely disagree with you as far as it being a pick-up game. I completely disagree with you as far as it being a pick-up game. Now, I get it. The 49ers were just competing for the number one seed. And so we can't act like they scrubs. They are not scrubs at all. This is a good football team. And the thing that gives me a little concern, it's not Brock Purdy. It's not CMC. It's not George Kittle. It's that damn coaching staff. That's what gives me the most concern, right? You got Shanahan and defensive coordinator. I'm blanking on his name right now. Robert Saleh. Those are two elite coaches. They're two great coaches at what they do. Saleh is elite defensively, and we know what Shanahan can do offensively. And they are game planning against a coaching staff right now that has not been great all year. I'm just being honest. The coaching staff, and we could put blame on the players as well, but this coaching staff, we just saw against y'all some of the stuff we was doing with our backups and like, bro, what? I had to go on the whole Twitter rant. Like, listen, we told y'all. We told some of you Eagles fans that want to see Tanner McKee. We told y'all this coaching staff, but we on to the playoffs, man. We on to the playoffs.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for exposing that. Thank you for exposing that even more. Like, come on, bro. Anyway, I like the Eagles in this matchup. And I'm taking all bias aside. I'm going to keep my hat on in my jersey because, y'all, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? It's go time. But if you take all the bias out of it, right, I like the Eagles in this matchup because of the fact that the 49ers defense is not great. We know this. They're coming into this game banged up. They've been banged up all year, but they're coming into this game banged up. They're coming into this game not being as rested as we are. They're coming off of a game where they had to freaking fight and claw to try to get the one seed only to lose, right? So they are banged up. I believe our offense should be able to run the football against that defense. I believe we should be able to pass the ball against that defense. I think this is strength on strength when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers offense and the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Now, people going to talk about Seattle defense all day long, but the Eagles defense right there. Since the bye week, our defense is arguably just as good as Seattle's, right? So I'm not saying that to say we're going to hold the 49ers to 3 points. I can't foresee that happening again, especially in the postseason. But what I will say is, would I be shocked if the Niners only put up 17 points, 14 points? I wouldn't be shocked given how this defense has looked against some of the best offenses in the National Football League. And so I believe that the Eagles defense, especially, you know how it is in Philly for the playoffs, that crowd going to be rocking, okay? The stands going to be jumping, okay? The players going to be hyped. We're going to be excited. It's the first playoff game of this season. I think the defense is going to be able to get pressure on Brock Purdy. I think our secondary is going to clamp up. They got nobody worth mentioning on the outside. I'm sorry. Jawan Jenkins, Jawan Johnson, Jacoby. I don't know. You know what I mean? Pearsall, he decent, but I don't see him making waves like that. It's gonna come down to CMC, right? Catching passes out of the backfield and running the football, and George Kittle. And we have elite linebackers, and we got Cooper DeJean. We got Cooper DeJean, who's that chess piece. You can just move around. You want to take, CMC out of this play, or you want to take Kittle out of this play. You just, which one you want to do? Which one you want to do? You know what I mean? So I like Philadelphia. I think this is a really good matchup for us coming out of the gate. This is not a game that we should lose, in all honesty. Beyond this, we'll have to talk and see what the matchups are. But I believe coming off of a week of rest, this is a solid matchup, in all honesty, for Philadelphia. I'm going with Philly at home.
We disagree.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's not shocking we disagree on Philly, man. It's not shocking.
We finally disagree. I'm going with the 49ers to win this game. On the road, I agree with you. Player for player, Eagles got it. I agree with you. The defense for the 49ers, I got you. Injured down to the T. I'm talking about almost every position on defense. This is a backup plan. So, yes, but you said it. You said it. The coaching staff. We got to take that Seahawks game with a grain of salt. Like you got to take it. There's not a lot you can look in there because that's a division matchup. Those are divisional opponents. They know each other. They already played this year. Y'all not in division. So I'm not going to expect what Seattle did to the 49ers that y'all going to do the same thing. I'm not going to expect that because the difference between y'all and Seattle is actually better than y'all for real, in my opinion, from my eyes when I watch y'all in the run defense. So if the 49ers can stick to the run with CMC and beat Ryan Robinson, it will open up stuff. And the 49ers offensively with Kyle Shanahan was scheming up your defense. Vic Fangio is a chess piece too. But your offense, though, that's what I'm worried about for y'all. How bad their defense is, can y'all expose them offensively? Because y'all also have issues running the ball at times. Even against us, the game opened up when we started fighting for real. Like in the second half, like when Marcus Mariota got hurt, that's when the game opened up. But that was a division game also. I could take that with a little grain of salt also, right? So I'm going to go with Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh against your two coordinators. And then Jalen Hurts is going to be pressure on him. I'm not saying be pressure on him. I think Saquon is pressure on him. He has to be able to run the ball. Because if he's not able to run the ball and y'all throwing the ball more, which y'all tend to do sometimes, by the way, like Saquon can be going or have a couple of good runs in the out, like the Chargers game, and y'all just completely abandon the run and start throwing the ball a million times. So I think that Robert's going to do a good job scheming up against y'all, even with the players they have down. But mainly it's the offense. I think Kyle Shanahan and our offense are going to do a good job with the quick passes. And the keys to the 49ers is, number one, don't turn the ball over. And do not get behind, because that's what y'all do. Y'all like to play with the lead, and then y'all get very conservative. Your defense can pin their ears back and start going at the quarterback. Y'all make teams one-dimensional. If the 49ers become one-dimensional, it will get scary. But I don't think they will. They are a very balanced team. So give me the 49ers to upset Philly and get their revenge.
At some point, we as a people are going to come down to the understanding of knowing the Eagles not losing no playoff game in Philadelphia. It's like, I get it if we in Seattle. Yeah, give me Seattle. That's how some people gonna feel. I get it if we in LA. Some people, yeah, give me the Rams, I get it if we in Chicago. Some people gonna pick Chicago. But when teams gotta come to Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles, it's never pretty. It's never pretty. The Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Sirianni are 5-0 at the crib. That does not change this upcoming Sunday. And again, Brock Purdy, we're going to be able to get pressure on him. This defensive line been playing elite, right? This secondary been strapping down. Like I said, from bye week to this point, been ridiculous. We got 2 Pro Bowl, probably 2 All-Pro corners in Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. So I think this defense, holding them to 3 points, I think is tough. I agree with you when it comes to the defensive line giving them issues, right? Or I'm sorry, I agree with you when it comes to it being a divisional matchup. That's what I was trying to say. I agree from that standpoint. But I can take stuff away from that game and say, can we do things that the 49ers did that the Seahawks did that made it tough on the 49ers? Can the Philadelphia Eagles do that? Absolutely. Can we get pressure on Brock Purdy? Absolutely. Can we strap them down on the outside? Absolutely. Can we make things tough on George Kittle? Absolutely. Can we hit? I don't know if people saw that Buffalo game. We was hitting. So the Philadelphia Eagles are a physical football team on defense. And this is what I'm going to say about the offense before we move on.
Please.
This is the time of the year when my dogs rise up and they play their best. I get it. Jalen Hurts has had some weird wild card round matchups, right? Especially on the road. Even if you want to make the argument that the Rams matchup the following week was a little rough. In my opinion, it wasn't. He played strong and then got hurt. That is what it is. This the time of the the Packers game was rough. But hey, we won though. We won. So it is what it is. And we was in Philly. But all I'm saying is I think Jalen Hurts is gonna have a great playoff run. I do. I think my dog gonna have a great playoff run. All of this talk about our offense and this, that, and the third, and Saquon and AJ. I think my dog gonna show up and he gonna ball out. He gonna remind y'all he is the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion. And I think a lot of people are gonna gloss over it because after he does what he does to these Niners in Philly, people gonna say two things. One, I mean, the Eagles don't lose in Philly in the playoffs, right? And two, the 49ers defense ain't that good. Two things I've already mentioned, but they going, we got to see it again next week. We got to see it against maybe the Bears if they win or the Rams. So we got to see. I think my dog is going to have himself a great playoff run. He does not let us lose at home against that defense, against that team in the first round of the playoffs. Now, we'll talk next round. But I trust my dog to get us out of this round and advance to that divisional round. Defense plays well. Hurts has a day. We advance.
Okay. Respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had to have a disagreement at some point. I feel like another one is gonna come up pretty soon. But for now, let's get to this Chargers and Patriots matchup. I'll be shocked if we disagree on this one. We got the New England Patriots, who was in the running for the 1 seed for a good amount of time and ultimately fell short, going up against the Chargers, who are also at one point in the running for the 1 seed, but now have fallen all the way down to the 7 seed. Man, this AFC, boy, it is something to behold. I tell you, if you don't win your division out there, it get a little sticky. So I got to ask you, Joe, between the Chargers and the Patriots, this game is in Foxborough. Who you got?
Give me the guys in Foxborough, the Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots, man. And the reason why I'm going with the Patriots, first of all, I think both defense, the Patriots have a better defense, but the Chargers defense can rise to the occasion. What I don't trust is the Chargers offense. They are so inconsistent. When I watch them play, it's hard because they have a lot of injuries on the offensive line, and they have injuries at the running back position. But it's just hard for them to get a run game flowing and just the offense flowing, period. It's hard for me to trust that. Now, Justin Herbert resting for the last week might help. He might be in better shape and might be better to play quarterback, I guess. But I trust, it comes down to this. I trust the Patriots offense over the Chargers. The Patriots can put up points. They have a running attack that's really good. I mean, we talking about guys that Steve was in, they be breaking off 40, 50, 60-yard runs on a game-by-game basis. And then you got Drake May, who completion percentage down the field is better than people's regular completion percentage. So I feel like they're playing at home, first time playing at Foxborough at home since Brady was there. The crowd gonna be lit. Justin Herbert's history in the playoffs, and I do want to say this: if Justin Herbert plays terrible again in the playoffs, I don't want to hear nothing about Justin Herbert. We talk about he lost to Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, and Drake May, 3 guys that came in after him. So I don't want to hear nothing about Justin Herbert if he plays bad this game. So give me the Patriots to win this game. And I think Mike Vrabel had his team prepared more than John Harbaugh also. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, you don't have the type of season that the Patriots have and losing the first round to this Chargers team. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say this should be a cakewalk. I think the Chargers could be a formidable team. If Herbert comes to play, Herbert does, listen, as much as I talk crazy about Herbert can play.
He could.
He's not trash. And if he has one of those games like how he's had in the regular season before where he's just dicing guys up, things could get interesting. The problem is he has not done that not once in the postseason. Both times we've seen him in the both season, he has flat out folded. And so when I look at them this year, I see a defense similar to last year that can make plays, right? I see an offense that can make plays. I see a team that's well coached, and I see him having to be the guy to make plays down the stretch. Against this Patriots team that is like that on both sides of the ball, can get defensive stops, and that's top 3 on offense, that is also at home, and they have Super Bowl aspirations, I think it's hard. I think it's hard to pick those guys over the New England Patriots this year. I just can't see. I can't see the Pats going home in the first round. And I echo what you said. Not only does Herbert can he not afford to play bad, he got to play great. Yeah. We need to see a great playoff. We have yet to see a great playoff performance from him. And he's had opportunities to show us that. And he has not shown us that not one time. And so this is an opportunity for him. Even if you don't win the game, don't let it be you that loses this game. Don't come out there 2, 3, 4 interceptions. Go out there and play a great playoff game so some people can feel validated. Either way, they're going to lose, in my opinion. Either way, there's no way. Also, though, I do want to say, Teddy, this is your boy's first playoff game. Things get a little dicey in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? I just want to point that out. So that's why I said I'm not finna just go out and be like, they're going to blow the Chargers out. This is his very first playoff game. So the same way I got my eyes on Herbert, kind of got my eyes on Drake May too. Like, this is your moment. What you going to do? Because you don't want the Chargers hanging around and Herbert got a chance to win it at the end. That's not a place you want to be. And so I got the Patriots. I probably picked the Patriots to win this game by 7. If the spread was 6.5, I'd say the Pats would cover, right? But if the spread was, let's just say 10, I'd be like, I don't think it's going to be that type of game. But I do think the Patriots win.
If they lose, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers have not looked good lately. Even when they beat y'all, they didn't look good.
Yeah.
They didn't look good. They only won because of all the turnovers y'all gave them. So, like even with the turnovers, y'all still about to win. Think about it. Like, they have not been looking good. They slid all the way down. You know,
Facts.
so. But let's talk about a team that slid all the way up to the AFC North. And then another kicker ball slid all the way to the right for the game. I'm sorry, Carl. Man, the Steelers versus the Texans. Pittsburgh hosting the playoff game. We all know about them. A-Rod is the starting quarterback, veteran quarterback, looking to break a streak. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game over a decade. So they're trying to break that streak, right? And then you got C.J. Stroud on the other end, who's never not gotten out of the first round. So he's won the last 2 years he's been in playoffs. He has won his first playoff game. So AJ, who do you have winning this game? This is another close one. Texans or Steelers?
Last week when I picked the Steelers and Ravens game, I said my head is telling me there's no way that the Steelers win this football game. But like my gut is like, the Steelers gonna win this game. It's just I had a weird feeling about it, and I picked the Steelers. Now what I will say is I did say in my rant that if Lamar plays, I feel a little different about the game. But was I shocked to see the Steelers ultimately win that game? I wasn't. Well, I was shocked by how they won for sure, but I was not shocked to see the Steelers ultimately win that game and become NFC North champs. Now I'm looking at this game against the Texans. The Texans have been playing great ball down the stretch. That defense is elite. They can create pressure that the Ravens could not create, which will make things very hard on the on the Steelers. So my head is telling me yet again that the Texans probably gonna run away with this game. But my gut telling me some a little weird about this Steelers team, and they're gonna find a way to win this game at home. Something telling me that Aaron Rodgers got. I know last game I said he had one more in the tuck, and he did. He had one more great Aaron Rodgers game in the tuck. Something tells me now with DK Metcalf back in the lineup, with Warren still in the backfield, with Kenny Gainwell and Steelers fans. Yeah, hey, y'all can thank us later for Kenny Gainwell, because my goodness, y'all can thank us later for that Super Bowl champion. I mean, my goodness, you bringing some championship pedigree over to y'all roster. I'm just saying. He been hooping, bro. That boy been hooping, dog. So y'all can thank us later for that. But having him over there playing the way he's playing, right? And Mike Tomlin coaching, and the fact that they got an extra day, and that I think that's going to help them immensely. Mike Tomlin brought it up after the game. He said, us playing on Monday night is going to be helpful. We got an extra day. We going to need it. I don't have a ton of logic behind this one, just like I did last week, Joe. Because Stingley, if they put Stingley over there on DK, I think it could be a tough day for DK. I think that defensive line could get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, right? I'm not too sold on the Steelers defense, but my gut telling me the Steelers gonna find a way. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm getting ready to do this. You know what I'm saying, on our airways, but I'm picking the Steelers to win this game at home.
AJ, I agree. I'm going with the Steelers, bro.
Really, bro? Wow.
You know what's crazy? The first thing I said was, man, this Texans defense, man, like they could cause some problems for this offense who struggles at times. But then I look at the Texans offense, I'm like, they're going, like, I don't trust the Texans offense. And also, I can see turnovers being forced this game by the Steelers. I can see some weird stuff. They forced some like 3 turnovers. And did you know on Monday night that Mike Tomlin has not lost at home since 2001? On Monday night, he's 21-3 at home on Monday night. Period. 21-3 period on Monday night football.
Yeah.
But he hasn't lost at home since 2001. This is a Monday night game also. Mike Tomlin, a veteran coach who going against a young up-and-coming star, CJ Stroud, but it's going to be the clash of the defense, you know. But I think the Steelers are going to steal a few possessions though by forcing turnovers. Do I have the like an exact game plan on how they're going to win this game other than the forcing the turnovers? I don't. I'll tell you right now, because the Texans have an elite defense. I know you mentioned the Seahawks and Philly. Put Texas right in the middle of that.
Yes.
Like Texas are. They are elite and they are physical. They hit. Mm-hmm. But the Steelers are at home. They're going to have home field advantage. And weird stuff just happens there, man, on Monday night. So give me the Steelers. Vaughn, I got your back, my boy. And Dimitri.
Hey, I got your back too, at least for now. Now beyond this point, I don't know. You know what I mean? But for this game, man, like I said, I just got a weird feeling about it, Joe. I just got a weird, same way I did about the Steelers matchup. I just got a feeling that Aaron Rodgers and them boys just gonna find a way, bro. Like, yeah, I'm with you. I like how Aaron Rodgers like feeling and looking coming into this game. You know, I really do. And like I said, getting DK back kind of loosens things up for them offensively. And I like the fact that without DK, you found other guys that made plays. So confidence amongst the other guys is sky high. And then you add DK back. So now Aaron Rodgers has the confidence that if DK not open, maybe DK can be a distraction someplace. I can get the ball to these other guys who don't have to worry about Derek Stingley. Now they got to worry about some other guys, obviously, too. Yeah, but because they loaded everywhere, if we being honest. And like I said, their defensive front is going to give the Steelers problems. I just think that, you know, do I think the Texans offense is just going to run away with this thing to the point where it ain't going to be a game? No, I think the Steelers, I think the Texans offense is going to keep the Steelers in the game. And it's going to come down to plays here or there. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't been able to get to a Super Bowl in forever. But when he was competitive, still playing good ball, he was getting out of the first round. He knows how to get to a divisional round matchup. So I just think he's going to make the necessary plays down the stretch. And it's crazy. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to get it done, man.
If they win, I think this is a successful season for Aaron Rodgers. If they win,
for sure.
You know, breaking the streak, you keep Tomlin around. There's no more fire Mike Tomlin. And he might just come back if they, you know, next year. But yeah, I got them, man. I think it's gonna be the turnovers. Yeah, I think Texas is gonna turn the ball over.
Yeah, I feel that. To wrap up, did you want to give your thoughts on the Ravens firing Harbaugh real quick, or?
I mean, we saw it coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least we did. I'm hearing everybody. I watched Get Up this morning, and they was like shocked. Everybody was shocked. I'm shocked. It's shocking news. No, it's not. Like, out to Chris, but like we saw it coming. We talk about like I think Chris posted in our chat that his like what he did every year, and from the Super Bowl appearance, he made the playoffs one time until Lamar got there. you know. So all I can say is, look, everybody.
Oh boy, my boy Miles, my boy Miles, a Ravens fan, bro.
The Ravens community went on fire a while ago. So
yeah,
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't so. I think had I not been in the R2O community, had I not had my guy Miles as a friend, had I not known Chris, I probably would be shocked. But knowing them and hearing how they talk about, Harbaugh, it made it pretty obvious. I mean, Chris been calling for that man job for years now.
I know.
So like y'all got a whole, if y'all not following the R12 Instagram page, y'all need to be. It's a whole 3-minute video out on Chris going crazy on how Harbaugh just ain't it and how he should have been gone. Like it's pretty funny. But yeah, not really shocking. I think ultimately when Lamar Jackson, to wrap up, when they asked Lamar Jackson after the game, hey, do you want Harbaugh to be the coach next season? And that man said, I'm stunned. I'm still thinking about the fact we lost. You want to talk about next season? I'm thinking about we just.
Come on, bro. I know.
You're not slick. You're not slick. You ain't trying to say publicly you don't want bro there, but that answer is because if they said you want Derrick Henry there next season, he's gonna be like, what?
Not facts.
What? Why would you even ask me something so stupid?
Facts.
You know what I mean? If they said you want Zay Flowers there, he's gonna be like, what? Like, huh? But Harbaugh, you wouldn't be too stunned to answer that question. But with Harbaugh, man, I can't believe we just lost that game, man. I'm stunned. Can you believe that? You see that boy just missed that kick like that? You see that? Did y'all see what I saw? Like, so yeah, man.
That's true.
Like, come on, bro. Like, so yeah, that told me that it was gonna come down between Lamar and Harbaugh, and the Ravens did the right thing and they chose Lamar. So yeah, I'm not shocked at all. We'll see who they grab. I think they should go and get that boy Brian Flores.
I think they should get Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator.
That would be good too.
Kubiak's son coming from the Shanahan tree.
Mm-hmm.
So with Lamar, see that comment?
Yeah, I see. I was going to ignore it because it's like, some people just talk so crazy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it don't even be worth acknowledging. But all I would say to what is that? Ian Wallace, come back next Tuesday and Wednesday. Whenever, just be back. Just be back. Because I remember last year we had a bunch of people in the comments saying the Eagles was going to lose every single round. And then I couldn't find them. Yeah, and then I couldn't find them no more.
Yeah.
And when it was time to record, they just disappeared. I had to go try to find the guy on YouTube. Couldn't find them. You know what I mean? I ain't seen them since. So, it is what it is, Joe. But let's go ahead, wrap it on up for the day.
My last words, shout out to the whole R2O network. Shout out to the whole R2O family and the community. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Timeout. And I'm just sitting back and relaxing and watching the playoffs. We on the couch. You know what I mean? Like, I have no pressure this weekend. Like, as excited AJ is, there's some pressure there too.
Oh,
but it's
sure.
good though.
It's good pressure. Yeah, for sure.
It's a good feeling, but he's gonna be sweating watching the game. I'm gonna be relaxed. Hoping for y'all to lose, obviously, but I'm gonna be relaxed, chilling. And the Commanders, we fired Joe Witt, which is, we saw that coming, but we let go of Cliff Kingsbury. We came to a disagreement and they parted ways, and there's some talks that him and AP were bumping heads. That's why he rolled out. I think he really rolled out is because he want to be a head coach, and I think he will get that opportunity to be a head coach. But new regime with the coordinators. Mike McDaniel, come on, y'all fire that man. I want Mike McDaniel, and I want Al Harris as our DC.
Ooh.
We get Al Harris and we get Mike McDaniel, I'm chilling. I'm putting the shades back on next year. I believe that. And Sacramento, man, I mean, I don't know what to say, bro. Like, we just trash right now. Like, I think we are the worst team in the NBA. I really, and we have a veteran team. Normally, you have a veteran team, you can squeeze some wins in. We can't even do that. AJ, when I watch the game, no matter what's going on, I know we're going to lose. Like, I'm at that point in my life with the Kings. So I know there's talks that the Bucks are trying to get Zach LaVine. If we take Kuzma, I'll do that because the contract is better. That's all I'm worried about is contracts. Teams are talking about DeRozan, Keon Ellis. If you want Keon Ellis, we want a first-round pick minimum for him. But, man, let's get rid of these dudes, man, and let's start first next year. But that's what I got. Oh, yeah, and shout out to Texas for winning the bowl against Michigan. Michigan trash.
First thing I want to say, shout out Alec Pierce for going off for like 4 receptions. Last time I checked, 4 receptions, 130-something yards, and 2 touchdowns. the week after the fantasy football championship, and the week where I needed you to do something, you gave me a donut and lost to me on fantasy champion. Shout out to him. I just want to give him a shout out. I just want to acknowledge that. I don't know what his final stat line was. I didn't even want to go back and look. I didn't even want to go back and look. But at halftime, it was like 4 receptions, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. I said, I can't believe he did this to me. Then I went and looked at the rest of his numbers. He scored a point every week of the season, except for games he was hurt. And then you got the week where I needed him for my fantasy championship, and his ass was nowhere to be found. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? You helped my boy JJ Joe Jordan secure his fantasy championship. So shout out to you. I just want to say that. Now, to the Philadelphia. No. First, to the fans. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in today. You know what I mean? People on my channel, Time Out or Full Time Out. People from the R2L Network. Always appreciate y'all tuning in, filling up the comment section. If y'all not subscribed, if y'all haven't liked, if y'all haven't shared, if y'all haven't commented, do all of it. We got nothing but heat coming all playoffs long. This is the most exciting time to be a sports fan. The most exciting time, in my opinion, to tune into Unfazed is when them birds is in them playoffs. It's the most exciting time to tune in. You know what I mean? To Unfazed when them birds in the offs. You know what I'm saying? But even outside of that, even if the birds are in the offs, it's the most exciting time to tune in to Unfazed NFL playoffs time. It's my favorite time. I think it's better than NBA playoffs. That's just me. That's just because you get it like 1 or 2 times a week. So yeah, man. And the parity in the NFL is crazy right now. So we'll see what happens. So shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that. Join the chats, man. If you need more information, reach out to one of us. Get y'all in the chats. Birds, it's go time. It's go time. We got the Niners in the first round. I'm not trying to hear Nick Sirianni didn't start this player. We don't care nothing about all that. We got our rest. You know what I'm saying? We got to play who we got to play. You know what I'm saying? It's go time. Hurts, I need you to go out there and be Super Bowl MVP Jay Hurts. It's go time. AJ Brown, you got your stack, right? Smitty, you got your stack. Saquon, you got your stack, right? I need y'all to come out, statistics aside, find a way to win. And defense, keep doing what y'all doing. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Carter, Jalix Hunt. Y'all keep on going out there, hitting heads, you know what I mean? Taking names later. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Keep on going out there, creating them turnovers, you know what I'm saying? And making plays on the defensive side of the ball. And I guarantee you, we will find ourselves exactly where we want to be in the end. And Lakers, I mean, y'all up and down. Y'all up and down. I know y'all won last night. Bron caught a nice alley, you know what I mean? Last night against the Pelicans that I saw. We the 3rd seed in the West. So it's not all bad. People say we trash, but we were out there with the Spurs, another team that people have a lot of respect for these days. I think the Spurs 24-11, we 23-11. So we right there. We just know we ain't going nowhere. So just keep on being competitive. It's fun to watch y'all play in between when the Eagles play because it's fun to tune into y'all, see what y'all got going on. But nevertheless, y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I give Carl credit. They number 1 in the East. This one of the few years in forever that, you know, when Joe said, man, the King is the worst team in the league, the first team that came to mind was the Pistons for me. And I'm like, dang, I can't even say that because these boys is actually good now. So shout out to them, man. Can't even really say that no more, man. Kings might. They
That's
might.
why I got hope.
right. If the Pistons can turn it around, anybody can turn it around at the end of the day, man. But yeah, man, like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. And it's NFL playoffs time, baby. And Joe, he said it's pressure, and there is. But I know how my dog Jay Hurts performs under them lights. So like usual, my dogs, my birds, they got me feeling like champions. They got me feeling unfazed, Joe.
Property, unfazed. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.